see, I am the creator, and this is my house.
Fuck you. Hello. Here we're gonna look at Marvel versus Capcom. Back when Marvel stuff was still cool. Not that smarmy green screen. Hey look, it's Shadow Lady. That's definitely not Chun-Li. That's a different character. Shadow Lady. But anyway, yeah. This game definitely harkens back to pre-Disney... Fuck, I bumped the mic. Pre-Disney era Marvel. Back before everything was just green screens and characters saying, well, that just happened. So this attract screen, as they call them, it tries to kind of embellish the number of characters in the game. They showed you the actual playable characters, and then also the assist characters to try and create the illusion that there's twice as many characters as there are. If you were seeing that in an arcade many years ago, you would be fooled. Wow, there's like 30 characters, I think, and then you get there and... What is this fucking shit? So yeah, the roster does seem a little anemic, especially compared to Marvel vs. Capcom 2, where they had 54 characters. I knew there was going to be a drop-off, somewhat, but I didn't think it would be this big. Plenty of partners to pick from, at least. That's something. We'll pick Storm. Back when I was 11 years old and bored and reading the bios of various Marvel Comics characters like you do, there was a picture of Storm where she was nude but with tree branches covering up all the important stuff, and 11-year-old me remembered that day for the rest of his life. That's disgusting. We don't want to hear that. What the fuck is wrong with you? So there's Wolverine's special a second ago. He leaps 3 feet into the air and makes a giant blue X appear, just like in the comics. The combat in this is supposed to be very vertical. You're supposed to use the vertical parts of the screen to send your opponent flying and then hit them while they're in the air, but frankly, I'm nowhere near skilled enough to do that. So I guess if you want competent gameplay, you could watch Maximilian Dude, perhaps. He had a good episode showcasing that. He's a real greasy fighting game type of guy. I would never want to pigeonhole myself into just doing one genre of game for my whole channel. You gotta get 'em all, you know? And of course, the characters have a healthy amount of trash talk in between rounds. I think if you play as the Hulk, he has like a joke about like health insurance or something. Gotta appeal to the Redditor demographic that way. Redditors love jokes about healthcare, specifically not having it. Speaking of, I saw a thing earlier today where Redditors were analyzing the depth of this stupid-ass thing where it was like a Marvel character looking sad as there was a TV with Trump in the background, and they were saying like, oh, the Captain America doll on the floor, that's so deep. Freedom and peace and safety and liberty and all of those other things are on the floor. I'm just looking at some of these comments and it's just like, Jesus, what kind of Weenie Hut Jr. shit is this? People. Gee, our opponent is something of an exhibitionist, huh? Did you see that at the start? Disney would never allow a Marvel character to do that. Imagine that, you're watching like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 or whatever, and there's like a character whose power is to just tear all of his clothes off. I don't think audiences would go for that. Unless it was like a hot lady or something. What are we even talking about here? So anyway, Jin, he did his super powerful thing, but it doesn't seem to have an immediate effect. he just turned orange. Kind of like that thing where Alex Jones took those supplements and all it did was make him turn red. Same idea. I'm assuming there's a general boost to all of his moves when he's in that state. But it doesn't seem to be making a difference for him.
Wolverine, win!
Anyway, yeah, take a good look at all of this, 'cause we are never ever gonna see a crossover of Marvel and Capcom ever again. Marvel is under
new management
these days, and that new management doesn't much care for all this newfangled video entertainment. The story of the one game that they did try to do since the Disney buyout was just a damn mess, honestly. Capcom basically received no money to make Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and there were all of these new weird limitations they had to abide by. They couldn't have any Marvel characters that didn't have movies, and there were also, I don't know if this was a demand, but just the way it worked out, there were also more Marvel characters than there were Capcom characters in the game. And of course, just the fact that the game itself didn't turn out very good. Yes, indeed, if I were in charge at Capcom, I would try to find a new partner for crossover fighting games. When are we finally gonna get Nintendo versus Capcom? Like an actual traditional fighting game with Nintendo characters in it. I'd buy that. There's a near endless supply of non-soy properties Capcom could cross over with if they wanted to. They could have Sega versus Capcom, they could have Family Guy versus Capcom, they could even have Capcom versus zombies. Anything is on the table. Bit odd that they've got War Machine in here, but not the actual character that people actually know. It's like Luigi without Mario, you know? That flickering effect in the background's kind of annoying, isn't it? Wonder why they put that there, as if to say these are characters we could have put in the game, but didn't. Ha 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 ha. You know, come to think of it, this design of Wolverine that we're looking at has been retired in the past 10 years or so, which is a shame. I like the nice yellow, black, and blue color scheme. I know they were originally going to have this costume in one of the movies, but I think Hugh Jackman objected to that. I'm not doing that. And so now he's just like a regular dude without a shirt. That's not fun, that's not creative, it's not visually interesting. It's just a man being an exhibitionist. Sucks. Wouldn't it be funny if Hugh Jackman had insisted on just being a shirtless man for the X-Men movies, and then he removed his shirt to reveal that he just had like an enormous red pulsating keloid on his chest, and they didn't want to make him feel bad, so they didn't say anything about it, and instead they just tried to manually edit it out of the movie in post. Just every frame it had to be manually removed. Ah, fuck. So here's Venom. I guess you probably already knew that. I was hoping we could run into Spider-Man as one of the AIs, so then I could play that audio from that Chester Stone video where he sees the little boy dressed as Spider-Man. He's, "Whoa, it's Spider-Man! Spider-Man in the store! Hey, don't you cobwebs in me, Spider-Man! Here, go give me a pack of Newports." Good old Chester Stone. A near bottomless well of things that are humorous to quote. So anyway, these characters were just reminding me of when I saw the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies in theaters back in the day, and gosh, it was so damn stupid that they made that scrawny little chicken shit from that 70s show, the actor who played Venom. Not to sound like a low-effort AVGN parody, but what were they thinking? For God's sakes, they could have made Hezbollah the actor for Venom, and it would have been maybe like 5% more ridiculous than what we actually got. Ayo. Anyway, you know Sam Raimi was gonna do a 4th Spider-Man movie, but it was so bad that they just threw the whole thing in the trash, and it never got made? They probably wouldn't do that now if they were presented with the exact same script that was thrown away all those years ago. You'll watch it anyway, fuck you. Well, anyway, we're pretty much at my skill ceiling with Marvel vs. Capcom. The rest of the fights are too hard, so just use your imagination, I guess.
Hello, children. I'm Manny Toppings. Hello, Peter. What are you doing?
I'm making a pizza.
Don't you think if you gave people double the toppings, they'd love you doubly as much?
Double toppings.
Shh. Double the toppings. Ask for double up to the edge. It's super-gala-friggin' awesome.